Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel where it is time. Yes, it is time for Matchweek29 predictions for the 2019-2020 Bundesliga season. Now, the midweek fixtures have just ended, and there have been some pretty shocks, it has to be said. Most notably, obviously, Bayern Munich beating Borussia Dortmund 1-0. And Wolfsburg winning 4-1 away at Leverkusen. So let's see how I did. I had a terrible week. It has to be said, I had a terrible week. But let's just see how I did anyway. So Borussia Dortmund Bayern Munich went for a 2-1 win to Borussia Dortmund. It finished 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen Wolfsburg went for a 3-1 win to Bayer Leverkusen. It finished 4-1 to Wolfsburg. Eintracht Frankfurt against Freiburg. I went for a 1-1 draw. It finished in a classic 3-3 draw for that game. Bremen Mönchengladbach went for a 3-1 win to Mönchengladbach, finished 0-0. Leipzig Hertha Berlin went for a 2-1 win to Leipzig, finished 2-2. Hoffenheim Köln went for a 2-2 draw, finished 3-1 Hoffenheim, so that was wrong. Düsseldorf Schalke, however, a 2-0 win to Düsseldorf, it finished 2-1, so it was close there. But that's 1 win in 10 now for Schalke, and David Wagner's definitely under pressure, you can definitely say that for sure. Augsburg Paderborn went for a 2-1 win to Augsburg, it finished 0-0. And Union Berlin Mainz, I went for a 1-1 draw, and it was a 1-1 draw. So I got 5 points, and there was only one comment, it was Shane O'Donnell, and he only came away with 1 point. So definitely need to improve for sure. So the table as it stands, Bayern Munich lead the way now, 7 points clear of Borussia Dortmund on 64 points. Borussia Dortmund in second and 57. Then RB Leipzig, another draw tonight, so they've obviously missed the chance to go above Borussia Dortmund with 55. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Bayer Leverkusen now on 53. And then Wolfsburg closed the gap ever so slightly on 42. Hoffenheim on 39, Freiburg on 38, Schalke on 37, Hertha Berlin on 35, FC Cologne on 34, Augsburg on 31, Union Berlin on 31, Eintracht Frankfurt on 29, Mainz on 28, Fortuna Düsseldorf, big movers here, 27 points now. So they have got a fighting chance, it has to be said. Werder Bremen on 22, and Paderborn with another good point tonight at Augsburg. That was a 0-0 draw. They're on 19 points. So could potentially Düsseldorf manage to get out of that relegation playoff. That might be the possibility, but we shall see what happens. So obviously the reason I'm doing this at this very late hour, it is now 23:35, and I've obviously just came home from work, so I've just basically decided to do this now. So the fixtures we have, Friday night we have Freiburg against Bayer Leverkusen, we have Wolfsburg against Eintracht Frankfurt, Hertha Berlin against Augsburg, Mainz against Hoffenheim, Schalke against Bremen, Bayern Munich against Fortuna Düsseldorf, Borussia Mönchengladbach against Union Berlin, FC Paderborn against Borussia Dortmund, and FC Cologne versus Leipzig. So the first game to preview is Freiburg against Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously Freiburg got a 3-3 draw away at Eintracht Frankfurt. Bayer Leverkusen really heavily beaten at the Bayer Arena by 4-1. I mean, that was an absolute shocker there. But Freiburg, it has to be said that they played very well against Eintracht Frankfurt. Obviously going 3-1 up at one point, and then obviously, you know, Frankfurt got two late goals to get a 3-3 draw. But fantastic advert for the Bundesliga, and especially because it was obviously a night game as well. Fantastic entertainment throughout that game. But yeah, it kind of just shows that, you know, Freiburg defensively is still really suspect, and it's going to be very interesting. Leverkusen, I don't know what happened to Leverkusen, honestly. 4-1 defeat to Wolfsburg. Credit to Wolfsburg, they played really well. But Leverkusen, you know, they had their chances, but they just didn't take them, unfortunately. And you know, Wolfsburg stopped them from playing for sure. So really tough one to call. I am going to go for a Leverkusen victory. I do think that Leverkusen will need to bounce back, and especially now that they're level on points with Mönchengladbach for that Champions League space as well. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Leverkusen here. I just think that Leverkusen will be a little bit too strong for Freiburg. But we have seen that Leverkusen are really suspect at defending, and against Wolfsburg, obviously Wolfsburg took advantage of that. So that'll be very interesting. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Bayer Leverkusen in this game. Wolfsburg against Eintracht Frankfurt. Well, Wolfsburg, probably the surprise result of the week, the midweek fixtures, winning 4-1 at Bayer Leverkusen. Augsburg drawing 0-0 with SC Paderborn. Yeah, like I've just said, Wolfsburg were absolutely superb against Bayer Leverkusen. Completely shocked them. I don't think anyone gave them a hope going to the Bayer Arena. But they managed to get a 4-1 victory, which was really impressive. You could see actually at the end of the game, in fact, that the Wolfsburg, I can't actually remember who it was, but there was one of their defenders who was very angry at conceding that late goal from Leverkusen in the end. But no, a fantastic win away from home for Wolfsburg. And it does keep them in the hunt for a Champions League place, and obviously they are in the Europa League space at this moment in time. But that win isn't very interesting. So it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what will actually happen. But I tell you something, it was a very good win for Wolfsburg, and if they can keep this up, maybe they might sneak into that Champions League space. But obviously they've got a lot of work to do. Eintracht Frankfurt, well, the one thing you can say, you cannot fault their battle, battling from 3-1 down to get a 3-3 draw, which is very good indeed. Yeah, very good from Frankfurt, but yeah, it's disappointing to obviously go 3-1 down, but yeah, obviously getting a 3-3 draw was a very good result in the end for Frankfurt. So how do I see this one going? I think Wolfsburg will be more confident going into this game. I think obviously their last home game they lost 2-0 to Borussia Dortmund. I do think though that they will probably win this one. I think Frankfurt are on a little bit of a sticky spell at this moment in time, and they are looking above their shoulders ever so slightly. But I have said for a wee while that I don't think they'll go down. However, they do need to get away from Düsseldorf, because Düsseldorf obviously closed the gap there. So it's going to be very interesting, a very interesting relegation battle, hotting up for sure. So I'm going to give Wolfsburg the win here. I'm going to give Wolfsburg a 2-0 win against Eintracht Frankfurt, and Eintracht Frankfurt would remain 14th if that stayed. If obviously they did lose, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to go for a Wolfsburg win by 2-0. Hertha Berlin against Augsburg. Hertha Berlin getting a 2-2 draw against Leipzig. Hoffenheim getting a very good 3-1 win over FC Cologne. It has to be said that Hertha Berlin were very good against Leipzig today. Managed to catch a little bit of it on my break at work. Managed to watch a little bit of it. I have to say, Marko Grujic has been very good for Hertha Berlin. Fantastic goal as well from the corner. Really good finish from him. And it's going to be very interesting. Hertha Berlin are doing okay. They're they haven't lost in a couple of games. They're doing very well. Augsburg, I mean, 0-0 with SC Paderborn, and quite interesting actually. It was yeah, Augsburg they are struggling to win games. Well, actually no. Obviously they did beat Schalke the last time on their travels. But Hertha Berlin are a different animal at home. There's no doubt about it. Hertha Berlin are very good at home. They've been very good away as well recently. Going to be very close game, but I'm going to go for Hertha Berlin to get another win I fully expect Piatek to potentially score in this game, and maybe Grujic as well. It's nice to see Grujic on the score sheet for sure, because obviously on loan from Liverpool, of course. So for this game, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Hertha Berlin. So it should be very, very interesting. Okay, so the next game we have Mainz against Hoffenheim. Mainz getting a 1-1 draw with Union Berlin. Hoffenheim a very good 3-1 win over FC Cologne. It's another draw from Mainz. They seem to be getting a few draws recently. Obviously 2-2 with Cologne, and obviously losing 5-0 to Leipzig, but 1-1 away to Union Berlin is not a bad result, because Union Berlin are a very, very difficult side to play against, and very, very good draw for them as well. Hoffenheim, very good away win, very good home win, I should say, for them. 3-1 win against FC Cologne. Very, very good indeed. Obviously, Baumgartner got 2 goals and he got an assist, so very, very good from him. Obviously they will be without Benjamin Hübner for the next game, because obviously he got sent off. It was a tale of two penalty misses in that game. Because obviously, Baumgartner missed the chance to get his hat trick because he missed a penalty. But very, very good performance from Hoffenheim, and it was a very, very good win for them. Like I said, Mainz, they took the leads, managed to get the lead, and then obviously they conceded in the 33rd minute, and then obviously it was a 1-1 draw in the end of her as well. So I'm sorry, Mainz fans, I do actually think you will draw this game again. You seem to be the draw specialists at this moment in time. I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw in this game. Mainz 1, Hoffenheim 1. Now, the tale of the two teams who are let's say one is doing better than the other recently. Schalke against Bremen. Schalke losing 2-1 away at Fortuna Düsseldorf. Werder Bremen getting a 0-0 draw Borussia Mönchengladbach, which is a very, very impressive result if you put it that way as well. Obviously Schalke losing again tonight, and they took the lead as well. They took the lead through Weston McKennie, and then obviously 2 quick-fire goals for Fortuna Düsseldorf, won the match 2-1. That's 1 win in 10 now for Schalke. It's not good. Not good enough at all. Going to be very, very interesting to see how well they can get back out of this. But I don't know. It's Schalke on a really, really poor run. Yes, they managed to get the goal tonight. But since the turn of the year, Schalke have 1 win in 10 games. It's just not great. And the pressure is definitely mounting on David Wagner. It's not looking good for him at all. Werder Bremen, like I said, a 0-0 draw with Mönchengladbach. Very, very good draw in the end as well. And obviously Bremen are away in this game, and Schalke are at home. And we all know what happened the last time Schalke were at home. They lost 3-0 to Augsburg, and Bremen won 1-0 at Freiburg. I'm going to go for a repeat scoreline for Bremen. I think they're going to pile more pressure on David Wagner, and I think they will get a very, very crucial 1-0 win away at Schalke. If they win at Schalke, that could be big, because if you look at the table at the moment, if Werder Bremen were to win, they would move on to 25 points. Fortuna Düsseldorf are at Bayern Munich. So, interestingly enough, it's getting very, very tight. It is getting very, very tight, and especially if Bremen do win at Schalke, then that would be huge if they did that. So I am going to go for Bremen to win by a 0-0 against Schalke. Bayern Munich against Fortuna Düsseldorf. Obviously, Bayern Munich winning 1-0 away at Borussia Dortmund. They are now 7 points clear at the top. It's looking very, very good for if you're a Bavarian. But Fortuna Düsseldorf, a very good 2-1 win over Schalke. Yeah, all you can say is Bayern Munich got the job done against Dortmund. Very, very good performance. Joshua Kimmich's goal was absolutely fantastic. Yes, Roman Berkey should do better, but it's just the impudence of trying the little dink over Roman Berkey. Absolutely brilliant goal from him. It was fantastic. It really, really was. Yes, they were a bit fortunate because obviously, you know, Dortmund could have been 3-0 up at one point as well, before half-time especially. But yeah, Dortmund started well and then kind of faded away a little bit. But they did enough to win the game, Bayern Munich, and it is looking like they will be probably champions again very, very soon. I just can't see where Bayern Munich are going to lose a game, to be honest. Yes, I know they've got really tough trips to Leverkusen and obviously Wolfsburg coming up, but you would expect Munich to win. Fortuna Düsseldorf are now 2 points behind Mainz. Very, very good win tonight against Schalke. Having to come from behind, but very, very good for them to get the win. However, I don't see them getting anything from Munich this weekend. And I do think Munich will want to score a couple of goals, and I think they will get a couple of goals. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Bayern Munich. I just think Bayern Munich will be far, far too strong for Fortuna Düsseldorf. But then again, Fortuna Düsseldorf do have more games for them to save themselves, and that win tonight has definitely pushed them closer to getting out of that relegation playoff spot. And Uwe Rosler will be very, very pleased with that. But I don't see them getting anything from Munich. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Bayern Munich. Mönchengladbach against Union Berlin. Obviously, Mönchengladbach got a 0-0 draw with Werder Bremen, and Union Berlin were involved in a 1-1 draw this evening as well with FC Mainz. So, Mönchengladbach, obviously, they're back in front of their home. And do you know what? I mean, it's obviously a 0-0 draw with Werder Bremen. Bremen have got a good home record, and that is one thing you could say. So it was a very good point away from home. There's no doubt about it. But they'll be determined to play a lot better, I think, as well. Wasn't a very good game, Bremen Mönchengladbach at all. So Union Berlin 1-1 with Mainz. Obviously having to come from behind, but a good point in the end. And it keeps them about 4 points above Düsseldorf in that relegation playoff spot. So going to be very, very interesting. But I just think the attacking presence of Mönchengladbach with Thuram and Plee, I think, will be enough to get them through here. Going to go for a 3-1 win to Mönchengladbach. And I think Mönchengladbach will definitely win that one. Now, probably this is an away banker, but you never know in football. You never know. FC Paderborn, bottom of the table versus second in the table, Borussia Dortmund. Paderborn 0-0 draw with Augsburg. Dortmund 1-0 defeat to Bayern Munich. All I'll say about Paderborn is they are trying. They are trying to get out of that relegation spot. However, they are running out of games, and it is looking ever so likely that they will probably go down. They've got some really hard games coming up. I think they've still got to go to Bayern Munich as well, which is not good. It's not good at all. Borussia Dortmund, all you can say is they should have been 3-0 up before Munich scored their goal. Other thing you could say is that Haaland's injury does not look a good one at all. And let's just give Gio Reyna, let's just not give him slack. He's only 19 years of age. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him, Gio Reyna. And yeah, it wasn't a game to come in, but you know, Haaland started well but faded away a little bit. So will he make the trip to Paderborn? That's an interesting one. But if he doesn't, then obviously it does give the likes of Jadon Sancho a chance. It gives obviously Reyna a chance. Maybe they might even move Brandt into attack. maybe Götze might get his chance as well. But looking at this game, I can only really see one winner, and it's Borussia Dortmund in this game. I really, really do. I don't see Paderborn getting anything out of the game. Going to go for a 4-0 win to Borussia Dortmund. I just think Dortmund will be determined to put on a show and score a couple of goals, and I think they will. So I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Dortmund in this game. And the final game we have is FC Cologne versus Leipzig. Obviously, FC Cologne losing 3-1 to Hoffenheim, which was a very, very poor result in the end. Leipzig 2-2 with Hertha Berlin. Obviously, Mainz will be without Bornau, who got a straight red card, and they missed a penalty as well against Hoffenheim. But yeah, difficult away trip it was. But obviously, they're back in their home as well. Apparently, Timo Horn had a bit of a nightmarish game. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he keeps his place. Leipzig, all I'll say is they managed to get a draw in the end, but I mean it was disappointing to obviously lose the lead. Obviously they will be without their centre back. Their centre back Halstenberg, because he was sent off. So very, very poor from him. Yeah, Leipzig, they could have been second tonight, but they're not. They're still in the third place. But if they had won that game, they would have been above Borussia Dortmund on goal difference, and they've not managed to do that. But that's their 10th draw this season, which it's too many draws, and if they do want to win this league, they do need to cut out those draws, silly draws, especially against teams like Hertha Berlin. Because Hertha Berlin were very, very good, and they managed to get a draw in the end. Ademola Lookman had a bit of a mixed game, it has to be said. Obviously giving away the penalty that Hertha Berlin scored from, but setting up the second goal for Leipzig. The keeper didn't have a very, very good day at all. But it'd be interesting to see. So this game, I'm going to go for another draw here. Leipzig seem to really, really struggle, especially with draws recently. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw between FC Cologne and Leipzig. I do think it could be another one of those ones that could be a draw. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw between Cologne and Leipzig. So that is it. That is my match week 29 predictions done and dusted. I will just say my predictions very, very quickly as well. Freiburg 1, Leverkusen 2. Wolfsburg 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Hertha Berlin 2, Augsburg 0. Mainz 1, Hoffenheim 1. Schalke 04 0. Werder Bremen 1. Bayern Munich 4, Fortuna Düsseldorf 0. Borussia Mönchengladbach 3, Union Berlin 1. Paderborn 0, Borussia Dortmund 4. And FC Cologne 2, RB Leipzig 2. So that is it. That is my match predictions for the weekend's games. Obviously, if you want to get involved, and obviously you can do at home. Obviously, you leave your predictions in the comment section or in the live chat as well, because obviously this will be a premiere, like I've said. Please join in at home. It was very, very good to have a few of you comment on the video the previous week as well. So it'd be very, very nice if you could do that, obviously. But thank you very much for watching, and obviously Bundesliga fans, if you do like my content, then please hit that subscribe button. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Smash the like on this video. We are nearing 300 subscribers, of 286 now. So getting ever nearer towards that 300 subscribers mark. But obviously, thank you very much for your support. Really, really do appreciate it. And there will be more videos coming out very, very soon. But yeah, guys, really, really, really enjoying doing these Bundesliga predictions. Is the league over? I think it is. I think it's only a matter of time before we're seeing Bayern Munich lifting the Bundesliga title. So yeah, I do think it is over at this moment. I think Bayern Munich would need to lose 3 games, and I just don't see where they're going to lose 3 games. But thank you very much for watching. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below as well, and yeah, join in the fun. And I will speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now. Auf Wiedersehen.